there, our Agri community. Welcome to another episode of Food for Thought with Karabo and Konsi. To our regular viewers, guys, thank you so much for watching and liking and engaging and sharing this podcast and this channel with everybody in your life. And for the newbies, the people who are new to Food for Thought with Karabo and Konsi, welcome. Let me introduce myself. I am Konsi.
Karabo, the Agri duo.
The Agri duo, yes, that is like our side name. But we really love sharing everything that is happening in the agricultural world with our viewers and our world. This is a great platform to engage, to educate, to inspire. So if there's anything you would like us to touch on, please do put it in the comment section. Let's get talking and let's get sharing. The more you guys want to know, the more we also want to know. And yeah, the knowledge hub basically grows. And that is what Food for Thought with Karabo and Konsi is all about. So without any further ado, today's topic is very hot and it touches each and every one of us because Karabo wants to talk about food inflation, you know. So Karabo, just tell us what is happening with food inflation.
This has been a topical, it's something very topical for the past months, you know, especially ever since there was a war with Russia and Ukraine. We've all been crying about the cost of food and how expensive every single thing is. So we're just going to try and update you where we are now in terms of that process, you know. So the food inflation numbers, latest ones, are actually showing that we are paying 9.7% more year on year for food. So that's actually quite hectic. That we're actually paying 9.7% more for the same things that we used to get in the past year. But it is also encouraging because month on month, which is your July versus June, inflation only increased by 1.1%. And I'm saying it's a little bit better because if you compare year on year, it's about 10%. And in the past month, it was growing at such a huge pace. So we're now starting to see things slow down a bit, as much as it's still up, but things are slowing up a bit. So I think I'm going to now throw it back to you, Konsi. When you get to the grocery shop and you're doing your shopping for your family, are you crying or are you actually seeing that now in July the numbers are actually showing you that things are a little bit better, or are you still feeling super overwhelmed?
Like Karabo, to be honest, I'm still feeling the pinch, you know, because the inflation I don't think caught up with our wage increases and our salary increases and just overall inflation. You know, there's been a lot going on. Also, there was the fuel price hike as well that also featured. So it just, not food, but everything around my life has just really been so high that it does feel like there isn't much. But I know that in the coming months, well, the past 3 months, there's been kind of a stabilization. So there might be a slight, you know, like moderation and decrease. But when the prices are going to fall, nobody knows yet, so we can't say that for sure.
Yeah, and especially now talking about decrease, the war zone areas have sort of reached an agreement to unblock Ukraine's main ports there by the Black Sea region. So we see that there's a movement now in terms of exports, which actually helps. So food prices are not only high locally, they're also high internationally. I'm going to share the latest stats for the food price indexes by the FAO. 13.1% higher year on year. This is July 2022 versus 2021. So you can see that prices actually are high globally. It's not only our issue, it's also a global concern. So the same trends as well with the month on month is 8.6% down. So things are starting to sort of stabilize, and also for the 4 consecutive months to June, we also saw the trend starting to stabilize. And that's why I saw, I'm part of the stockpiling group on Facebook, and that's why I saw my fellow stockpilers actually saying
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
the grains and the oilseeds really, like your maize, and then you have seen prices
Yes.
slightly decrease over the past few months.
Yes.
Yeah. And the price increases, honestly, guys, it's not that, our producers are trying to put a wool over your eyes or something. There's really been so many factors that led to the increase,
Yes.
When you're thinking load shedding, you're just thinking your household, but it's actually affecting other businesses and also along the supply chain that it actually makes your food even more costly.
Yes, and we're actually very lucky because we as South African are able to produce our own food. You know, the only thing is that we're obviously exposed to the international trends because we do trade, but we are much better than the other countries because our farmers are actually, even under these conditions, able to produce enough and export many of the products. It's only a few ones, like your wheat and rice, that will actually be a problem. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the segment. Just tell us if you guys are also battling like all of us guys. Tell us if you really agree with these numbers, you're starting to see a bit of a relief, and yeah, we'd like to chat to you about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Until next time.